Monday. It is Monday, which means it's back to reality for me after being off all last week for vacation, which again is pretty fucking cool that my job does that. Most places won't do it. But yeah, we get the whole week off for the 4th of July, which is pretty fucking cool, like I said. But after having that whole week vacation last week, like I said, it's back to reality. I had to go back to work today. Um, Actually, a pretty easy, simple day, and I feel good. I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm a little sore from yesterday's workout. My back's a little sore, but all in all, like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being a little sore. It's when I get to those points where I'm so sore that to even do anything, like when I hit legs, when I throw in weighted lunges, which I have not done in a long time. This is the reason why. But I'll throw in weighted lunges on leg day every single time, like clockwork. My legs are so sore, and it lasts sometimes 4, even 5 days. But it's so sore that even bending over, squatting up and down is a almost a workout in itself. Like that's how sore my legs will get after weighted lunges. Which again, the level of soreness is not always an indicator if you had a good workout or not. It can be, but if you don't get sore, it doesn't mean that you had a bad workout, and vice versa. If you're extremely sore, it doesn't always necessarily mean that you had a amazing. Sometimes it could mean that you overtrained. But yeah, weighted lunges always do that for my legs. That's the point I don't like to get to. So yeah, my back's a little sore, but it's not bad. I mean, like I said, I feel pretty good. Um, so I'm gonna chug this pre-workout. I'm almost out actually. I have enough for maybe 3/4 of a scoop. But luckily, I timed it just right. I'm supposed to get another container pre-workout coming in today, so that worked out perfect. But anyways, I'm gonna chug this pre-workout, and then I'm gonna warm up. And as I'm warming up, it should time out pretty good. That by the first set, this stuff should be coursing or running through my veins, and have me feeling pretty good and ready to go. So I'm thinking, you know what? I kind of want to go. I mean, again, I'm not gonna do no heavy sets of 5 or nothing, but I'm gonna go a little heavier today. We're gonna go up to 335. I've been meaning to try it for, or at least I've been contemplating it. Thinking about maybe trying it in my head for like the past month. But I've been trying to, not jump the gun, trying to be patient. But I think today we'll give it a shot. And I'm thinking, if it's a pretty good day, I can do 335 for 9, 10 reps. Maybe the last rep or two being a little, I might speed it up a little bit and use a little more explosiveness. But um, yeah, I'm gonna work at 335. Like I said, I'm gonna chug this. Next clip should be me going right to 335 and hopefully doing pretty good. 9 to 10 reps, I will consider pretty good set. And then just go from there. That's the plan. Ah, yeah. So 315 did not feel. It didn't feel as stable or as smooth as I would like it to have felt before trying to do a. I'm not going for a PR here, but just max reps with 20 more pounds. That's the thing though. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes the last warm up before I jump into the actual working set, it's usually generally pretty close to what I'm going to be working with, and sometimes it can feel a little shaky, a little, well, just like I said, not like I would like it to feel. Um, but then I go into the set, and it's like it's just completely different. I kind of flip that extra little gear. That might not that I'm not focused on the warm ups, but you know what I mean. Like when you go into that actual set, the mindset's just a little more intense. At least for me, I'm a little more aggressive in a way. And like I said, I just kind of flip that extra little gear. So sometimes, even though the warm up might not feel like I want, I go into the set and I actually do a little better than I would have expected. If I'm just judging solely off of the warm up. You get what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that kind of happens here. We'll see. But yeah, this is 300, 335. All right, so here's the real question: should I get a spotter? Because I think I had one more. Now it would have been really tough, but there's been plenty of reps where I've grind them out. That would have been just as tough as what I think that 10th one would have been here. It would have been a hell of a rep, but I think I could have had it. Part of me kind of wishes I just would have went for it. Fuck, I do this a lot, but I'm also trying to be safe. I don't want to put up content of just recklessly lifting and kind of giving off a bad example. That's pretty good though, man. All in all, pretty good. So do a couple more. Since I think I had one more on this set, which would have been 10, I'm hoping on the second one I can do 9 again. That's the plan. So I'll rest a couple more minutes. We'll try to get 9 again, and after that, it might just kind of be whatever I can get on the third one. So that's the plan. As you know, not everything goes according to plan, but that's that's what I'm gonna shoot for. Well, I did get 9. Is what it is, though. It's just a learning moment. And I should have just went for that 10th one in the first set. And I would have felt better about that, but that's all right. See one more. And I think instead of going straight into a drop set, I'm going to try to do 4 sets here. One more with this, so another one kind of semi-heavy. And then I'm going to do a back down set, so I only rest like a minute. Go down to 225, do a set there. And then after that back down set, which would be the 4th one, I'll throw in a drop set of 135. That sounds good. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, I literally lost a rep with each set, which kind of makes sense, you know. All right, I'm probably just gonna. It's almost gonna be a drop set, but I'm not gonna call it one. But I'm probably just gonna take enough time to take the 10 and 45 off, get down to 225, do a back down set, and then after that, go straight to a drop set with 135. And on those, I'm gonna go a little slow and controlled. I know I was going somewhat fast on these, but I like to keep some element of explosiveness in my training because if you go too long without it, studies have actually shown you can start to lose it actually. So slow and controlled is great, but I do think there's a time and a place, to, to just go a little more explosive, and so you keep that in there and you don't lose it. You don't want to lose that because then it's gonna just make everything worse. Anyways, so on 225. Okay, let's move on to something else. Decline bench. One of the most underutilized chest movements probably out there. It's gotten, I don't know if I'd say it's gotten a bad rap, but I hear a lot of people say that, you know, most guys don't really need to hit lower chest, which there is some truth to that. A lot of guys, and this is just genetics, but a lot of guys, they're so prominent with their lower chest. They're so lower chest dominant, that upper chest is kind of the way to go. But it doesn't mean that you should completely neglect your lower chest. Now, me on the other hand, I do um, my lower chest did need some attention, some focus on it, but that was because of what I just said. I heard so many top level guys say, oh, you don't need to hit lower chest. It's all upper chest. Incline bench is where it's at. And me, unfortunately, I was one of the guys that genetically, I'm actually pretty dominant with my upper chest. Maybe that's because, I didn't hit lower chest, and there's probably a 3 or 4 year span where I didn't do any lower chest. I'd maybe throw in some high to low cable flies or something like that to hit lower chest, but nothing, not a lot of volume, not a lot of consistency. And I think it kind of hurt me in the end. So now I'm trying to play catch up, but um, it's all specific to each individual. If you don't really need, if your lower chest is just there, and you don't really need to hit it, and you probably don't need to hit it then. But other than that, I do think you need to do some. Don't be like me and go 3 or 4 years with barely doing any. But and normally, normally with decline, I'd been doing 275, 285, but with a 2 second negative. So one, one, two, two. Kind of that count. I'm gonna take that out today. I kind of just want to. Again, I'm not gonna. Maybe I will, but I was gonna say I'm not gonna go super explosive, but take that 2 second out, and but try to go steady. Just kind of like this, a steady 1-to-1 pace. So I got 315 on here, obviously. Like I said, I normally do 275, 285, but since I'm not doing that, 2 second eccentric, I'm gonna go a little heavier. But depending how this one goes, I might have to lower the weight or something. I don't know. Um, but if I get at least 10, I'll probably stick with this weight for two more after this one. But there's only one way to find out, and that's for me to shut up, fucking do it. I possibly had one more in me, but I got to do two more sets. So I'm not gonna lie, I got a little fried from that back down and drop set on the flat bench. Whew, I felt that. Okay, wait, that should be good. Two more sets here and a drop set, and I think that'll be pretty good. Holy shit. All right, you know you're giving some pretty good effort whenever mid-set you're shooting snot out of your nose. That's exactly what happened. I'm starting to think that Saturday workout that I come in his shoulders, triceps, and chest. I mean, think about that. I'm using pretty much all of those right now. It's coming back to bite me in the ass a little bit because it's it's maybe a little bit of overtraining. Whenever the weight feels light, it feels pretty good, and then just like that, everything just starts burning really bad, and you literally can't even do another rep. You know, maybe the rep prior, if you had to guess, you're like, oh man, I got at least five more. And like I said, kind of like that. It's just everything just goes to E. I need you can't get nothing. That's kind of what happened here. Because I got to like 9 or 10, whatever it was. I was like, okay, I'll pause. I could probably get 3 or 4 more. And no, I did one more and I was done. Not bad though. The pump is good. So that's all I care about. Not all, but you guys know what I'm saying. Let's do some accessories. Let's do some flies, different kinds, different levels, and see how much I want to do actually. Because like I said, I'm already kind of feeling pretty fucking burnt out. All right, last week and the week before, I was doing these incline dumbbell flies with the 80s. That's not gonna happen today. Not gonna fucking happen. Like I said, I'm kind of feeling burnt out already, man. And I'm only, of course, I've done about 7 sets with a couple of drop sets. So I'm a little over halfway. But yeah, it's only 5 pounds less, but 5 pounds can make a big difference. So I got the 75s. Do a couple sets. Might skip a drop set here just because, like I said, I'm already kind of burnt out. Yeah, we'll do at least a couple. I won't completely rule out the drop set, but if I had to, pick one or the other, I'd say chances are I'm not gonna do it. But we'll see. So yeah, 2 sets here. Ah. Ah, fuck it. Let's do a drop set. God damn it. Okay, let's go. Do one more exercise. Probably only a couple sets, and I'm done. Whew, I am done after that. All right, that's it. I don't think I have an ounce left in me. Yeah, let's let me attempt to pose. 'Cause I'm pretty fucking shot. Okay, so the last time I checked my phone, it was just under 10% battery. So I'm gonna have to make this pretty quick. But pretty fucking good workout. I mean, I really don't have anything to add. The flat bench, I'm a little disappointed that, and again, in hindsight, it is always fucking easy to say this, but I'm a little disappointed. I didn't go for that 10th one on the first set, but it is what it is. Now I know next time I try it, as long as everything feels good, that I probably have it in me. Just got to be, one, probably got to grab a spotter, right? But after that, you know, make sure all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. I think I can get it. All right, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid getting my legs in here because I've been doing a lot of full body posing anyways, but I just want to focus on my chest today. So see what it's looking like.